Hello and welcome back to another video, third video of the week, which is unprecedented scenes on my channel. Longer race today, I think it's 30k in total, which is by far the longest race I have ever attempted in Zwift. I thought it would take about an hour, but I think I did it in about 40 to 50 minutes. As you can see, there is a couple hundred people at the start, or 273 people at the start. And I'm already back to 200, which is not a good start. But yeah, it's a mixed race, so there's A's, B's, C's and D's. And my plan for this was just to try and get as much power down as possible for the first 3 to 5 minutes. So yeah, that kind of like Crit City start, where for the first lap you just go in hell for leather. That's what I was trying to do here. Try and settle in with the group as far up the road as possible. Maybe even a group with mainly C's was the plan. We'll see how that turns out, but yeah, at this point the pack is really long. Everyone's just trying to find their speed, and I'm trying to make some progress because I don't really like to be sat 200th in the race, so I'm trying to make my way forward, pushing the watts up. But yeah, this race was pretty daunting, I must admit. As you see, my last video was on Crit City. I'm much more comfortable on that race, even though it's still 17k. This is nearly double that. But yeah, something about being in the saddle for potentially an hour was kind of stressful to me, being a new rider. So yeah, I kind of limited myself with my expectations for this race. But if you stick around to the end, you'll see that the result was pretty phenomenal in my opinion. Like, I don't really understand how I managed to do it, but yeah, so at this point I'm just trying to make my way up the pack, or not lose any more places, more like. This is quite a hilly route as well, because it's 4 laps, and I can't remember how much elevation there is at the end, but it's quite a lot. And yeah, I'm just trying to settle in now, and here we are. The pack has been broken, and I found this little group. Shout out to Tilapia, added me on Zwift after this race. What a legend. He becomes relevant later on in the video. But yeah, just trying to stick with this little pack, which is mainly C's and D's. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to get dropped on the hills because I'm just a bigger rider, so it's quite hard. I have to get out the saddle, put down some watts, otherwise I'm going to get dropped going up these little hills, which is not ideal. G Taylor coming past, 4.2 watts a kilo as a D racer. Oh no, he's a C racer, sorry, forgive me. And here we are, I'm chasing the pack. I mean, I found it really difficult to hold on to this pack. As you can see, Tilapia right ahead of me there, bringing me back into the pack. What a legend. But yeah, this pack is now mainly C's, so my time in this pack is coming to an end at some point, because I can't hold C level power for 30k's. But yeah, just still trying to hold on. I mean, I'm really at the back most of the time, chasing the pack, burning a lot of energy. But as you can see, I'm getting quite a decent lead on the pack behind, which is at 6 seconds now, which was the plan, just to stick in with this pack as long as possible, and then eventually I'm going to have to break off, recover, and then join the pack behind me. I really enjoyed this race, just because it's something different. I think Crit City can get a bit boring sometimes. I do like the tactics involved with Crit City. I wasn't really too sure about the tactics for this kind of race. I mean, I just wanted to stick with this pack. I mean, it's quite boring really, but I did really enjoy it. It was more of a mental challenge than it was physical. As you can see, my heart rate's at 170, which is quite high considering I've got 22k left. But I expected my heart rate to spike at the beginning, just because Zwift races go off so quickly, as everyone keeps telling me. But yeah, this pack's slowly growing, as we're pushing up the road. Wasn't really interested in doing these sprints, because, I mean, for a 30k race, I'm not worried about a 20-second sprint. that's not my challenge for the day. And this specific section of the route, I don't know if anyone's done this route before, it's only like 1 or 2% gradient at the end, but I always found myself not getting dropped, but the pack would sort of get away from me, so something to remember for the future. And as you can see, as the pack grew, more and more sea riders got into it, and the pace was just too high for me. And as you can see, I'm sitting at 180 beats per minute with 19k left, which is not sustainable. You know, on Crit City, my heart rate doesn't get up to 180 sometimes until the last lap. So, you know, I was really pushing myself to stay with this pack. We're 15 seconds ahead of the next pack, so me and Tilapia just cruised by ourselves for a while, nearly a whole lap, and then got picked up by the group behind, which had a B rider in it, which was pretty cool. But yeah, this group is now mainly D riders, so much more comfortable pace for me to ride at, and get some good recovery in for the next 3 laps. At this point, I was questioning my decision to do this race because I've already done 20 minutes and I've still got a whole Crit City race left to do with 17k. So yeah, you can kind of see on my face, I don't know whether it's concentration or low-key passive aggressiveness towards myself. But thanks to the commenter on my first video who said that I needed to change my Zwift setup, because if you notice, like, I'm constantly looking to my left, and especially after this long race, my neck was actually painful for like a whole 48 hours after this race. So yeah, I'm definitely going to change my Zwift setup for my next race, because I didn't even think how stupid that was to be cranking my neck for 40 minutes. So we're coming up to Marble Arch. Oh, no we're not, I just cut it instead. So yeah, last lap, I'm just kind of sticking in with this group. As you can see, my heart rate hasn't really come down like I was expecting it to. This D group had some B riders, had a C rider in it, so the pace was pretty quick. I mean, I think I averaged a decent amount of watts for 40 minutes, which was the goal for me. It's good time in the legs. And this was an interesting point of the race, because the front group passed us, and I dropped like 500 watts trying to see if I could get onto their wheel, but man, there was no chance I was doing that. They just blew past me, and yeah, I toasted my legs. I thought I was going to get dropped from my original group, which is behind me, and yeah, as you can see, the group's really spread out ahead of me because they're all trying to get onto that front group. But my original group just blasted past me, and at this point I was toast. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. A D rider getting lapped, putting down 600 watts, trying to get onto the front group. I was in make-believe land. Like, it was never happening. And I still don't really know how I got back onto this group. But slow and steady, I just increased the watts and managed to get back. I mean, bit of a miracle really. I thought my race was over. But yeah, and then last K, we're coming down the hill. I'm really just concentrating on that C Keatings. I think he's Irish, and yeah, I'm just kind of trying to stick with him, trying to stay towards the front of the pack. But yeah, the real test of my sprint after 28 kilometers of riding, I wasn't really too sure how much I would have in the legs. So this guy, I don't know if he's braking off the front, but he's doing 4 watts a kilo, eating wind, so I don't chase him. And then at 500 meters to go, 400 meters to go, I'm really bad at sprinting. I don't look at anyone else's power. At this point, I just decide I'm going. And yeah, 250 meters is usually when I start. Started a bit earlier than that. Get up to 8.3 watts a kilo, and then yeah, just try and hold it for as long as possible. Pick up a couple places. So close to getting the B rider on the sprint. Oh, I think I did. I did get the B rider on the sprint. Oh, that's awesome. I didn't even notice that. And that is the end of the race. I came 174th according to Zwift. I forgot to check the D category, but if we have a look at the Zwift Power rankings, they put me at number 1. So my first win on Zwift Power, and it came from the longest race I've ever done, which is awesome. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If this video can get 5 likes, I'll upload a video on Sunday of another Crit City. But yeah, have a good weekend. See you later.